Hi, my name is Sol. I am a KAIGAI idol based in Portugal, and this is my makeup tutorial. I was wondering if I should make this video in Portuguese or in English because I'm Brazilian and based in Portugal, but I want to try to meet new people and show new people from other places in the world my work. Before I am a J-pop fan and a KAIGAI idol, I am an artist, I am an actress, singer and dancer and live performer, so it's really great to me that everyone can watch my content. Let's get started. So, I figured I should introduce myself in this video because I just started doing covers and nobody knows who I am, I guess. As I said, my name is Sol Vicentini. You can call it Vicentini like I do in my Brazilian way, or you can say Vicentini like an Italian, or like Vicentini like a Portuguese. Whatever, you can call me. I say Vicentini because that's how I was taught to do in Brazil. I am 21 years old. I am a non-binary person. I use all pronouns. I prefer they, them in English, but in Portuguese we don't really have a neutral pronoun, so whatever is fine. I'm gonna start with the basics. I just clean my face with a wipe, and then I'll put on sunscreen and primer. I'm only really putting on sunscreen because I'm going to be recording outside, and it's like you can see the sun here and it's really strong. It's spring in Europe, so it's starting to get warm. Fucking finally. So I'll be outside for a couple hours until like midday, so the sun's gonna be something else. Then this is my primer. I bought it at Normal. You're gonna see I have a lot of Normal things. That's like a store here in Europe, and they have good makeup and cheap one at that. So I have my skin prep ready, and I'll be doing my base. I also start with my Normal foundation, and I put it on with a beauty blender. I always spray a little bit of setting spray first, and I'm doing it on a show, and I wanted to really stay. I'm not gonna do a show today, but I am going to be recording, and I wanted to show you guys how I really do my makeup for my performances, so it doesn't go anywhere. Setting spray, and put it on, wet it a little bit, and then I'll do my foundation. As I was saying, I am Brazilian. I've been living in Portugal for the last 8 years. I spent a little bit of time in Brazil, like on and off. I was there to work. It was like just a spiritual, like a spiritual experience, because I really needed to go back to Brazil and to find out who I really was. It was a time in my life that I don't regret one bit going there, because I really needed it, but I figured I needed to actually start doing my art, and I couldn't do it in Brazil. Unfortunately, my city was really small. We really didn't have much art infrastructure and motivation. I don't know how to say that, but it was really hard being an artist in Espírito Santo, Vitória. I felt like a nobody. I felt like I was wasting my time. And I did graduate in arts, in performing arts here in Porto, a professional course. I started seeing what I was doing. Like, I used to work at parties. I was a party princess, and I really loved it. I loved being a party princess, but it's so hard when people around you are just like treating you like shit. Treating you like you're doing them a favor. Like, I'm doing my job. I studied to be a princess. I am sorry. Then I saw other girls doing their stuff, and like, but not in an artistic way, more in a I wanna be an influencer, or I wanna just get some money and then I'll do whatever. That's not what art is to me. Anyway, I didn't even talk about my concealer. This is my concealer, also from Normal, Revolution or whatever. And I just put it on like here, on the nose, on the chin, and on the forehead. Base makeup ready. Then I would just do like a loose powder. This one is from Brazil. And I either do it with a sponge or a brush. Do it with a sponge and then a little bit of dusting off the excess. As I said, I did graduate in performing arts. Before I am an idol and before I am a fan of J-pop, I am an artist. I am an actor, a singer, dancer, and a live performer. And I used to have this group in Brazil when I was there like last year, and it didn't really work for internal conflicts, to say the least. And then I came back to Portugal. It's been like not even 2 months. I found it much more refreshing to start anew and start as a solo here. I haven't really met any other idols or like covers of J-pop. I know K-pop, there's a lot, there's always been. But I am guessing I'm the first one, mainly the first baby metal tribute. So yeah, I've had a lot of problems with groups in the past, and I don't think I will be doing any more groups in a while. So powder on, and then I'll do contouring. So this is my contour palette, and I just put on a brush and just put it here. I don't really have much techniques for this. I just do what feels right. Here, I pick up this brush. I'll just do like a bottom nose contour all around it, and then I'll just like do a line here to make a little bottom nose. And before I do highlighter, I do blush. I use this reddish blush. I have this pink one too, but I think for my idol makeup, I prefer a little more redder. It does look a little bit, it does look really pink, but I think it's redder than the other one I have. After that, I will do my highlighter. I just do it with my hands, really. Like here, then here. For this makeup, I really try to wear more golden undertones, warm colors. So that's basically my base. Now I'm just gonna do the eyes, which is like the most annoying part. I have this palette. It's not from Normal. It's from Primor. These are really pigmented. I really recommend this. You have a Primor near you that was like €10. It is so good. Colors I use mostly are this red one, this like wine red, and the golden. In the inner corner of the eyes, I use the white one. The white one is not as pigmented as the other ones. I don't really know why that is, but I have another palette that I bought in Brazil that has this another white one, which is a lot more pigmented. This palette is really good too. And I just like put it on. The lighting is not as good here. I just like doing the outer corner and a little bit under. Just like darken it a bit. Use my hands a lot too. But I want it to be like red and not pinkish. So I try not to use really much of the wine red because I find it really more pink than red. I don't really cover everything here because I'm gonna be doing white in the inner corner, and if it's already red, it's gonna smudge and get everything dirty. Then I use this flat round brush to do the inner corner with white, like here, almost like a cut crease, but I don't really like doing it with concealer, so I just do with the white. Really, this makeup is about fighting the pink because I want to be redder, and I try to get it as white as possible. The thing that gets it popping more is the golden. The golden, I'll be taking it with the same brush and put it in the middle, like here. I like to do this middle, and then I'll smudge it a bit. I think that looks really pretty. And then I started doing that I just put it under here. So that's like continuing the line, and I find it really nice. My outfit is like star themed, but I also want it to be kind of like a clown, like a jester. because I really like the aesthetic and the meaning behind it. I have a really great connection with clowns and jesters mainly. It's almost like a clown. I forgot to do that, but I also wear like white eyeliner. That's not eyeliner, that's like for the under eye. Trigger warning for eye pulling. I don't know if people are really disgusted by that. And then I put on the black one in my upper lids. Then I put here. Then I'm gonna do my actual eyeliner, which is just like, I don't really know what style I would say it is. I started doing jpop makeup, and then people told me it looked ghetto, and then but I was aiming for like a dolly. I don't really know, I just do it. Basically, I bring this down with a line here, and then I'm gonna do a straight line basically. And then I'll just fill in. That was too thick, I don't really like it, but it's fine. I did the other one in the mirror because it's too hard. And it looks a bit crazy like that, but trust me. I'll get an actual flat brush, get a dark brown, you can mix it with black, and just kind of fill it in like that. Even a little bit of a droop. When you mix it with black, it gives a more like defined tone. And I clean a little bit of the brush. That's a hard word. And I'll get a pinkish one, like here. Pink, more redder, and the inner corner. The last detail I do in the actual eyeliner is this glitter thing here and here to make it actually pop. And there comes the fun part. Ignore fucking Nella story. Basically, I'm gonna do a star in the middle of my eyes here. I am still trying to figure out how to actually do it, but I don't know if the cream makeup body paint thing is better or just the eyeshadow. I'm gonna do eyeshadow today. I actually draw a full star, like the way you do it in primary school. Here we have a star. Then what I'll do is just clean it a little bit here, and I'm gonna put white in it, a little bit of white, and then the golden. Remark the red. You can really see where the red is. I get an even finer brush, and I'll get a body paint or clown makeup, and I'll just outline the star. I do this thing to make it as flat as possible, so I just like do this so the little hairs of the brush stay flat, and then I'll just go here. I can tell you that this is harder than it looks, and I don't really like that it's so complicated. One thing I learned about being a performer at events and parties and being a clown sometimes is that if you have to do a makeup every day, you have to do it as simple as possible. The least details, the better, but I don't want to be basic. So this star looks fucked up, so I'll try to do something. So unfortunate news, today is not a good star day. You know what? That's fine. I'm never gonna do a perfect star anyway, so this is a good base. You can understand that's a star. So now that we can forget this, we're gonna do a little bit of eyelash glue and these little stars. I try to do this like as my brand mark, so I really like stars, and I think the stars have everything to do with my costume, clearly. And my whole costume is a little, there's a lot of little stars, and that has to do with my name because Sol means sun, which is a star, and that's a lot of other stories for me to tell about my costume. If you want me to make a video about that, comment. So I'll just do a little bit of eyelash glue here, like a tiny bit. This glue is really strong. Then I'll let it dry for a while. While it's drying, I'm gonna put on mascara because I forgot about that. Like, I tried to do that manga effect. I don't really know how to do it. I had a friend who did it really well and she taught me, but I never got to do it. Now it's a good time for the star, which I just lost. No, it's here. So I tried to do it like this and just put it on and press it. You know how fucking horrible this star is horrible. Oh no, I swear I do a much better job when I'm not recording. I don't know, guys, you're gonna have to deal with this horrible fucking star. I'm gonna have to jump and headbang in this, so this has to stay. For my lips, I just use velvet lipstick. I put lipstick in the inner lips, inner here, and then I try to do the Cupid's arrow here. It's like it's more in the center. And then I'm gonna get that one flat brush we used and just get a dark brown and kind of like contour it. I do this with eyeshadow because I think it's easier, but if I had like a lip liner, I think it would be better. But I don't. So, have this. I think that's all. I'm gonna probably check some details in the mirror and put on my costume, and I'll be right back. There we go. This is my full costume. There's a lot of things I want to change in it. The makeup's still not perfect. I want to try a lot of different things. It's gonna be a lot of changes to this costume soon. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I know I yapped a lot. I hope you liked it, and I hope my English is not that horrible. Thank you so much, and see you next video. Bye bye!